to Raleigh, North Carolina. But how to buy a house in Raleigh, North Carolina? That is the big question that a lot of you are asking us. So stay tuned. And welcome back. If this is your first time on the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Raleigh, North Carolina, the suburbs, the cool stuff, living here, jobs here, how to buy a house in Raleigh, North Carolina, then please click on the bell button and on the subscribe button for notifications so you can be the first one to learn everything there is to know about this beautiful area. By the way, I do post 3 videos, not 6, 3, every single week, and probably I'm about to start shorts as well and post even more cool stuff, especially restaurants. A lot of people are asking us about restaurants. And by the way, my name is Joanna Nin. Me and my team here at the Prosperous Agency receive a lot of calls and emails every single week from people just like you, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're considering coming here in 9 days or in a year, we'd love to be the team to help you with relocating, with moving here, and serving you with the best information out there and the most up-to-date information out there. All right, so without further ado, I have a little cheat sheet here, how to buy a house in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I have some really important points here, 5 main points that I want you to consider and think about. The first one when buying a house is location, and everybody knows location, location, location. However, keep in mind, Raleigh is relatively small. So if you want to buy a home in Raleigh and you're like, no, I want to be just in Raleigh. Look, the suburbs are extremely close. I'm in Cary and I'm about 20 minutes from downtown. Apex is just down south, just a little bit. 30 minutes or so, not even, depending if you're hopping on 540. You're in Holly Springs, then you can be in Wake Forest, which could be a little bit further, right, at 45 minutes, or you can be in Chapel Hill or Durham. So the whole greater triangle area, you know, also you have the RDU International Airport, which might be of importance to you when it comes to location, but the whole RDU area is very small compared to other states. We moved here from LA. Oh my God, to get from the Valley to Valencia or to West Hollywood, that means like an hour drive. No, that's not the case here. So think about location, and really the whole greater triangle area is amazing location. Unless you have specifics and you're like, no, I really want to be more in Nightdale, or even like somewhere further away, Clayton, or some other areas that maybe might give you more land or anything that is very specific to you. Just look at this whole area as top prime location to buy, to invest, and get a good return on investment if you buy even today. Yes, even with these rates. 2, the second thing to consider. If you are a parent, right, or about to be a parent, school districts. Now, a lot of our clients are coming here with families, with children, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and let me tell you one thing. As a parent, I can assure you that you are going to be very happy with the schools. There are also schools that are private schools if you don't want to put your children in elementary schools, but my children are very happy with the schools. We did go to magnet schools. We're trilingual in the house, so you can have them go to magnet school, to a charter school, to Montessori school, or there's so much, right? It depends on what your child is into. We are trilingual again, so my children are learning Chinese and Spanish and Romanian and Hungarian. Now your child might be into math, right? So triangle math and science, or into arts. There are several magnet schools, especially in Raleigh, that are prime schools, and I can assure you they look at those children like universities have a very good opinion about some of these magnet schools. So the rate of children getting into beautiful universities is fairly high. And check Wake County out, check Orange County, Durham County, and do your research. And if you need more information, definitely connect with me and I will give you everything that I have. So that's number 2 when it comes to buying a house, school districts. Number 3, oh my God, this is such an interesting subject to me, especially since when I came here from Los Angeles, I didn't even think about this, maybe because I'm still foreigner in this country. However, having an HOA is a big deal to a lot of people, and not having an HOA, no HOA, Well, there are some areas and where you might not have an HOA, but I am not really sure how to advise you on this. We can help you find homes that you're not going to be paying for HOA. However, some of the areas are not as well kept. So you need to know the reason why you don't want an HOA. Do you want to have a trailer parked in front of your house? Do you just not want to pay for the fee? Are you aware of the fact that if there's no HOA, for example, to maintain the streets or to take care of the lights or to care about the snow, if we have snow once in a blue moon, but if you have a private road, there's nobody to maintain. You have to know all these things. And also you also need to be aware of the fact that no HOA doesn't always mean no restrictive covenants. So just because you're like, no, I don't want an HOA, I don't want anyone imposing on me, I don't want to pay the fee, I want to paint my house pink, that might not be the case, because the homeowners can have gatherings from time to time, and there are restrictive covenants in some of these neighborhoods that have been written and signed on many years ago. So just because you don't have an HOA, it might mean that you're not going to have anyone to control your neighbor in case your neighbor wants to work on his trailer or on his car or motorcycle and wake your children up every morning at 6 a.m. There's nobody you can call and say, look, I'm not happy. My neighbor is constantly partying and constantly turning on his motorcycle, and my children are small. They were just born. I mean, it's definitely one of those things that you need to be aware of. Number 4, we are a buyer beware kind of state, which means when you go under contract on a property, you need to give the seller a due diligence check. It cannot be cash. That money is going to be kept by the seller and is going to be kept by the seller forever if you decide to terminate the contract. And this is in many of my videos, and a lot of people go, wait, what? Are we just gonna lose $10,000 if we're gonna decide to walk away? Yes. I'm talking more about resale here, and also new construction. With new construction, it's not due diligence, it's earnest money, and you might be able to get that money back, the earnest money, if you walk away and let's say your loan doesn't get approved or something like that. But in case of a resale, as in you're not buying brand new construction, there is a probability that you're going to lose that money if you decide to walk away for any or no reason. Again, buyer beware. And so yes, we're going to do the inspections. Yes, we're going to do everything to make sure that you are going to get an amazing house. But if something personal happens in your life and you just decide to walk away, you're going to lose that money. It's very different than other states. So remember that. Due diligence, DUE, diligence. Money's something that you can lose depending on the reason why you want to walk away. And let me just mention one more thing. If the seller defaults and the seller messed something up and said, for example, that the HVAC was changed in 2020, but we find out that it was changed in 2000, that's a big discrepancy, and we as agents are going to go to the seller and say, hello, Mr. Seller, you didn't give us the proper information. So our job as agents is to protect you and to make sure that you can get that money back in case the seller defaults. But in case everything that they said is legit, and in case they completed the residential property disclosure properly, and there's nothing that they're hiding, again, it's a very fine line. So keep that in mind. You need to know that this is a big part in the how to buy a house here in North Carolina process. The 5th thing that I want you to be aware of is the inspections. Now, a lot of people, and I do have another video on inspections, how to buy a house. Why would you buy a house without having inspections done? Even if it's new construction. I speak very much about this with all of my clients. We have discovered a lot of things in new construction, you guys, that nobody would have thought would appear. and several of our clients, if we weren't there on their side, would have lost a lot of money, or would have, not been able to negotiate properly with the builder. So inspections are key. You need to have your inspection done, just as you're getting a loan and you're going to have the house appraised, right? So these are major things in how to buy a house that are not something that I would advise you to just not consider, right? So schools are important, location is important, but then inspections, come on, you're spending $1,000, but this is for the house. And the good part is that the seller, especially now with the market that has shifted, is going to be very prone and happy to help you fix certain things. We have termites, yes, we have some bugs here, yes, we do have some radon here from time to time. It's rare, but we do have it. So be aware of the things that are very present in this state, so you're not going to be surprised, okay? So these are my main, I keep on showing all these like 5, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3. So these are my main things that you really need to consider: location, school districts, HOA, due diligence funds, and the inspections that you're going to need to do on the home. Now, of course, there are other bonuses, such as make sure you qualify for the house and make sure you understand how much money you're going to be paying. Now, that's a completely different discussion, and we do have a video that my husband recorded about differences on how much were you paying for a house 2 years ago versus how much you're paying for a house right now. Yes, with the higher rates, but listen, you guys, even if you buy a house at 500, 600, 700, which is very hot right now, it's like a medium price point almost, not quite, but in some neighborhoods, like especially with the people with a lot of executives and employees coming from Apple, there's a lot of disruption in the purchase prices, and so be very aware of what's happening on your financial side. How much money are you going to have up front for inspections, for appraisal, for due diligence? So all these things I can talk to you about at the time of our buyer consult. I want you to know everything from A to Z, so you're very comfortable and you know exactly how to buy a house in Raleigh, North Carolina. Thank you for watching, and again, whether you are considering coming here in 9 days, 90 days, or a year, I'd love to be the one to help you with the relocation, give you a lot of information, and serve the best that I can. Cheers till the next video.